Welcome, learners, students, viewers, to this presentation on a document which relates to second semester. I'm sorry, I think third semester. Daily night report. So I have multiple versions of this document. Let me just zoom in first for you. So the presentation is on this document called Daily Night Report, and I have two similar documents. This is the unedited photograph of this document, and I also have a version where I have labeled this document, and this is the one I'm going to use for this video. So what is there in the black ink, it is like pre-printed, and what you see in the red ink, this is typed by me to help you help me explain all these headings that come under Daily Night Report. So first thing that we need to understand about Daily Night Report is as to why it is called Night Report. So students of third semester and fourth semester, they have a topic called night auditing. And those of you who do not know about this particular function of hotel management, night auditors are people who examine the books of account that exist in a hotel. And these accounts are related to two types of guests. One is resident guests. These are the people who are using a hotel room and staying with the hotel. And the second type of account is city account, city guest accounts. These are people who do not use hotel rooms, but they use other facilities like restaurant, swimming pool, bar, spa, health club, gym. So these people also have their accounts with the hotel, and residents in the hotel using hotel rooms also have their account. So the night auditor will examine all these records every day. Now the question is, why every day? Because the stay of a guest in a hotel could be as short as a few hours. And therefore, if the frequency of inspection of documents, of accounts, is more than one day, then it is possible that a particular account is not examined, the errors are not rectified, the frauds, the crime is not detected, and it is possible that the guest was handed over a wrong kind of bill. So auditing is a daily activity, and I would prepare a separate presentation on night audit documents. I don't have many documents as of now. So one of the functions of night auditor, after they complete their examination of the books of accounts, a resident guest and city guest, then they are supposed to actually summarize. Summarize is simply totaling up the various numbers under various heads of accounts. And then they also examine the entries in guest registration card, in guest account, and then they compile a report consisting of these headings, which you see on your screen right now. They begin with total rooms available here, and it goes up to point number 2, which is like the 12th entry in this report. So one by one, I'll explain all these items, the headings, and hopefully you'll be able to understand why these reports are prepared and its significance for successfully operating a hotel. So the first thing that you notice here is the total rooms available. Now here the description is that rooms that are vacant and ready for sale. So what does it matter? How does it matter? So what we need to consider here is rooms that are out of order. You know what out of order rooms or out of service rooms are. Out of order and out of service basically means that these rooms are not fit for selling, not fit for occupancy. So night auditor will actually examine all the out of order rooms status and then subtract that from total rooms in the hotel, and he'll arrive at a figure called total rooms available for sale. So I hope this first item is now clear to you. Now moving on to the next item, item number 2, total rooms occupied, which means all rooms which had guests in them. In one of the videos, I have told you that guests can be of many types: FIT, FFIT, GIT, VIP, CIP. All kinds of guests are there. We even had complimentary guests and house guests. But if a room is being utilized, then it means that room cannot be sold to anybody else for earning any income or revenue. So this data here, this figure here tells the management as to how many rooms are occupied, and therefore it also tells you how many rooms were actually vacant. So if you subtract item number 2 from item number 1, total occupied rooms or rooms available, that gives you the figure for vacant rooms. So I hope I was able to explain these two items. Moving on to the next item, total number of packs. Packs is a hotel lingo, hotel jargon. It actually is like combination of persons approximately. So number of persons staying in the hotel. So it is explained here. Total number of in-house or resident guests. So resident guests are those who are using the hotel room. So I'll move on slightly. Let us bring it up. Total room occupancy is like how many rooms are occupied. This is given in percentage terms. And the formula for calculating room occupancy percentages, rooms occupied, which is item number 2, rooms available, which is item number 1. So rooms occupied divided by rooms available for sale into 100, that gives you your occupancy, room occupancy percentage. Total bed occupancy is similar to room occupancy, but here we are concerned about number of beds. See, I think we know that there are single rooms and double rooms and triple rooms and quad rooms. And we have also learnt that a double room tariff price is higher than a single room. And we also know that a room which is actually having a double bed or a twin bed, but it could be sold on a single occupancy basis at a lower tariff. So bed occupancy will tell you what kind of customers are staying in your hotel. Are they singles types or are they doubles types? Are they like sharing rooms types? In case your majority of customers are delegates of a conference, member of a group, then chances are that bed occupancy will be very high, because such people actually use all the beds in a room, and they may even ask for extra beds in the room. So bed occupancy tells you about, like, is the number of persons in the hotel high or low. So this differentiates from room occupancy. So room occupancy may be high and bed occupancy may be low. Reason being that all the beds are not occupied and many rooms are sold as singles at lower tariff. So this condition would signify to the management that the earning of revenue is on the lower side. We could have earned more if the rooms could have been sold on double occupancy basis. Okay. Total rooms occupied by Indians. Now, there is no partiality being done here. We're not really actually, doing any favors to Indians and differentiating, discriminating against foreigners. All we wish to know is, our hotel is more popular with Indians or more popular with foreigners. So it's kind of your customer mix or sales mix, and it gives you an idea as to where you are being successful in promoting your hotel, selling your hotel, and then you put more money in that market where you are selling more, because you put your money where your mouth is. So if foreigners are coming more to your hotel, if their proportion in occupancy of rooms is higher, then you need to advertise, you need to promote your hotel in foreign markets through foreign media. And if majority of your customers are domestic types, Indian types, then you need to spend your money in promoting to Indian customers through Indian media and platforms where Indians frequently visit. Let me just move up a bit. Now we come to the financial aspect of this report, looking at the room sales figure here. Management also wants to know now whether we are selling more to FITs, that is individual guests, or do we have more group visitors in our hotel. So GIT full form is of course mentioned here, Group Inclusive Tour, and FIT full form is also mentioned here. You already know all these terms from your first semester experience. So this will again give us an idea whether we are popular with FITs, with like individuals and families, or do we have more of group clientele? Are we popular with corporate sector? Are we popular with clubs, groups? So this again helps you in promoting and marketing your hotel right, and also pricing your hotel right. And this also tells you about your weakness. So if you're not getting FITs, which I believe are the highest paying customers in hotels. So if proportion of FIT in your sales mix, in your revenue mix is low, then you need to make an effort to make your hotel popular with FIT. Let us go down now, and there are entries like Indians arrivals today. So these are the Indians who have checked in today, then foreigners who have checked in today, and then we also have another breakup like rooms occupied by FIT and rooms occupied by GIT. So this is an effort by the management to understand the pattern of business. Who is my customer and what do they want? This is the most fundamental question all managers must answer. So this report actually helps us to understand who are my customers in majority. And then as you go down, you will notice that there's another item, and that is called F&B sales. So F&B sales will tell us about all the points of sale, restaurants, bar, even the outlets beside swimming pool. And you can see a further breakup, how many people are paying through cash and how many people are saying buying through credit. I mean, people who pay immediate cash would be cash sales, and people who are just signing the voucher, signing the bill, and promising to pay later at checkout departure, they are called credit sale. So more of credit sale is more of risk. A risk that this guest could be a potential skipper. But if the more of cash sale, then it is like inconvenience for everyone, for guests as well as for the hotel. Anyway, now we have another entry called Ms. Sale, which is nothing but miscellaneous sales. And here we show the income from outlets like laundry, spa, health club, and other outlets that you can think of. And when you add up everything, when you add up like your room sales, your F&B sales, credit sale, rupee sale, miscellaneous sales, this is what you get, total of all kinds of sales. So this tells the hotel management about the total income earned, and it gives a fair idea whether this income is sufficient to meet the fixed cost and the variable cost, and whether the hotel is able to meet the budgeted targets of sales. So this total sales is a very important figure all hotel managers are interested in. And finally, we come to this entry here called remarks. So, remarks, I believe, is anything extraordinary, anything abnormal. So, any abnormal observations need to be brought to the attention of the general manager here. So, you can note it down. Of course, space is very limited here. So, I wonder how much we can write. But if in case there is something, they can always add an additional sheet and write the details there, or add other documents with this document to support what they wish to convey to the management. And the last entry here is the signature of the front office assistant. So this contradicts like my statement that this is prepared by night auditors. Uh, Students, it is possible that the front office assistant sometimes act as night auditors in case there is no specialist night auditor in the hotel. That's all, so don't be confused about it. I hope I was able to give you a perspective on this document called Daily Night Report. And this helps the manager understand the condition of the business, whether the condition is good, average, or poor. And then decisions can be made to improve situations. And if situation is already good, then we can make it better. And that decision making is based on this daily night report. So this is all in this presentation. For any clarifications, please use the comments of this video. Thank you once again for watching my video and have a lovely day.